It's a quiet, windless night. It's past midnight. Darkness blankets the sky. The town itself is like a dark sea, illuminated only by moonlight. Overhead, the clouds move across the sky. At ground level, there's not a breath of wind. Higher up, the air must be roaring as the clouds swim by. There is at least some wind. Maybe she hears the inaudible wind. She mutters quietly as she looks up into the windy sky. The young girl, known as Saber, stands quietly in the middle of the yard, glaring up at the sky. Ooh, Saber POV. Neat. Neat. I was not expecting this. Her golden hair is beautiful even in the dark of night. Her clear green eyes remain on the moon as it flickers in and out of view. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, Saber, alright? She glances toward the corner of the yard once. There's an old shed. Her lord sleeps there. If you say you will not fight, fine. There's a heavy clang. The sound of iron melts into the darkness without reaching anyone's ears. The moon hides and reveals itself once again. As the clouds above float past, the girl's appearance changes radically. Solid, heavy armor. She can no longer be called a girl in her blue raiment. Now she is shrouded in steely armor, woven of magical energy, intense enough that it would overwhelm all others. In her hand she holds an invisible sword, concealed by the same magical energy that surpasses human understanding. The figure, once considered undefeatable in battle, in the battlefield, proves that someone like her still exists in this day and age. Though her sword is invisible, the majestic air she exudes proves her exceptional skill as a swordsman. This is what has made her Saber. The hero of the sword, said to be the strongest of all the 7 servants. A knight among knights who remains ever civil and acts according to her lord's will. Whatever the other heroic spirits may be like, she remains the ideal swordsman who would never defy her lord. Okay. But that ends tonight? No, Saber! Saber. We talked about this. We're not gonna do anything rash, right? Saber. She is here, defying her lord's orders. Rather, she is not truly disobeying her lord. This is her way of bringing her lord victory, the result of her own determination. He is too naive. If he continues on this path, it will lead only to death at another master's hands. But this master will never change his ways. Then it must be her duty to be heartless. If her master will not fight, then his sword must. My wounds have not healed. I cannot expect a supply of magical energy from master. But that still poses no hindrance in battle. After confirming her own abilities, she returns her gaze to the moon. She has no concern for the shed where her lord sleeps any longer. Now that she is armed and wearing her armor, the only thing on her mind is defeating her enemies. The moon darkens. The moment a large cloud covers the sky, Saber jumps over the walls of the mansion grounds. She runs through the darkness. The silvery swordsman rushes through the sleeping town. She has but one destination, Ryudu Temple, sitting at the heart of the sacred mountain on the town's outskirts. Even Saber understands how difficult it will be to single-handedly defeat the master lurking in the temple. Shiro is correct. She is bound to suffer great injury, or, at worst, die herself. But how can she call herself a servant if she cannot do the impossible? Servants are driven by their superior abilities and unassailable pride. They are proud as heroes, and have earned that confidence in the numerous battles they fought. Yep, still on the Fate Guide. Thanks for the follow. Inatai Hanyu? I'm sure I butchered that terribly, but my apologies in advance. As heroic spirits whose lore has been passed down and respected since ancient times, they cannot lose, no matter who they face. I mean, if they're facing each other, surely someone's got to lose, right? It's like when like two winless teams face off in like a sports league. Someone's walking out of there, slightly less undefeated. She cannot even imagine defeat. She is no exception, however much of her innocence may still be left to her. Oh, from Inuyasha. I see. Hey, Jedi Steve. Being granted the title of Saber is all the more reason she cannot ignore that pride. And that pride will not allow her to just sit by and do nothing when she can face her enemy. And so she must brave any traps that may await her and face her enemy even if she is alone. If she has no chance of winning, then she must simply use her sword to create one. Her sword is a celebrated blade. It has cut countless enemies down. As long as she has invisible air, there's nothing for her to fear. How am I finding the story so far? It's been quite good. I like the lore. The lore is pretty interesting. Yeah. And, Saber's certainly been an enjoyable character as well as most of the other characters, honestly. She runs through the mountain pass and up the road leading to the temple. After she gets through the mountain pass, an imposing stone staircase awaits her. I was like, too, because it's been not necessarily a super choice-heavy visual novel, but there's been a good deal of choices. And it's been nice, because the choices, and granted, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes here, but, or under the hood, as it were, but the choices so far have been feeling more like, it's not just the, like, we're like halfway through the game, pick which girl you want to date from now on. It's, that they actually ask you to, like, engage with the contest and, like, what's the best strategy to try to win this, which I find to be quite satisfying. I feel like our last choice may have done something. Well, seeing that Saber is attacking the temple on her own now, yeah, not quite what I had hoped it would do, but yeah. This is certainly... It is certainly different than the Ryudu temple she remembers. The air is stagnant. The wind is barren. The land's lifeline was contaminated long ago. This place is a land of death. The moment one enters, there can be no escape. She does not hesitate. Saber does not so much as break stride as she runs up the steps. Scenery flies by. Her footsteps echo on the stone stairs, and the mountain begins to stir. The stairs are long, stretching across a great distance. The temple gates are far even for Saber, who shoots up the stairs like an arrow. So long are the stairs that it is impossible for one to pass through the gate undetected. I just realized the enemy has the high ground. Did she learn nothing from Obi-Wan? Or Sun Tzu probably would be the more likely reference for her. An ambush surely awaits along the way. Reaching the gate will not be easy. Whatever schemes may await her, she must simply smash through them and keep moving. This does seem pretty reckless. Yeah. Nothing will stop her. Even were a berserker to appear before her, she would break through. Such is her determination, her confidence. You see Saber running up the stairs. It fills you with determination. She's reached the top. Just as she is about to reach the temple gates, the obstacle presents itself. Saber movie is episode 3, ironically enough? Then she should know all about the high ground. Oh, he looks cool. Saber stops. Despite her determination to push through no matter what enemy she faces, she is surprised by what she finds. It appears so naturally, like a breeze. The man appears before her, lacking any trace of enmity, but leaves not a single opening for an attack. Sephiroth? Not quite, but I see the relation, sure. You. Saber stops and readies her invisible sword. The man before her, backlit by the moon, ignores Saber's menacing glare, as if it were nothing to him. A samurai? She has heard about them, but she is bewildered by the sight of one. This is her second Holy Grail war. Even though she has seen many other heroic spirits, this is her first time seeing a servant like him. Samurai? Sweat beads on Saber's brow. She isn't afraid, rather she is struggling to comprehend the situation. It is not as if she has never encountered strange servants. Certainly there was no stranger and more mysterious servant than the archer of the previous war. By comparison, the servant before her is hardly frightening, and possesses no incredible weaponry. And that is exactly what makes it strange. She senses nothing from the man. There's no doubt he is a servant, but he seems to possess neither a noble phantasm nor magical energy. Could he be, concealing his abilities? He should be an easy foe. Their fight should end in a single blow. But her instincts give her one very simple warning. Don't underestimate him. The servant has a means of inflicting instant death. She can't get closer. His katana is unconventionally long for a Japanese sword, making it hard to gauge spacing. But more than that, Saber's position puts her at a huge disadvantage. Exactly, it's the high ground. He's got the high ground. Dang it. The man stands at the top of the stairs, and Saber stands below him. He is about 5 meters from her. His sword will reach her before she can rush him. But she feels nothing from his sword. Repelling it should be easy. She should not be afraid to step in, but Saber senses somehow that she should not. Saber adjusts her grip on her sword and glares at the enemy ahead of her. She may not know his identity, but she should at least be able to determine his class. I ask of you, what servant are you? You underestimate my power. Saber doesn't expect an answer. After a brief smile, servant assassin, Sasaki Kojiro. The servant's reply is given in a sing-song voice. What? Saber cannot help but be surprised. Servants generally conceal their identities. What sort of servant would be so bluntly and proudly give his name? You, Why? Yeah, he did actually just straight up give her his name. That's... I should have been paying more attention. I might have heard of this person before. Why? What a boorish question. It is only polite to introduce myself before a duel. And the more so against an opponent so beautiful as you. How odd, then, that you should react as you have. The man who introduced himself as Sasaki Kojiro, the assassin, appears to enjoy Saber's confusion. Sasaki Kojiro... I don't think I've heard of this person before, but it might have come up at some points. There's no way Saber knows. She has no idea the servant is a swordsman who wields a longsword called Mono Hoshiazao, and was rumored to have been an unrivaled swordsman during the Keicho era in Japan. Knowing, of course, would change nothing. The man's origin is unknown, and even his existence is uncertain. Mono Hoshizao. Okay. His story was told only by word of mouth, and there is perhaps only one person in the world who knows the true identity of the man, who is hailed as the greatest swordsman in the world, the man who never left a mark in history, but was Sasaki Kojiro's arch enemy, and the only one to have ever defeated him. So how can this man be called a hero? The assassin, Sasaki Kojiro, is a presence far removed from Saber herself. Who among heroic spirits could know the abilities of a swordsman who could not himself normally be a heroic spirit? However, his papa is a rival of the greatest swordsman in Japanese history. Okay, interesting. Two things are clear for her. One is that the man before her is an enemy, and the other is that he has willingly identified himself. You are certainly correct. A knight's honor demands revealing oneself when addressed, and that one should return the gesture in kind. Saber's voice is grave. Saber would never know this. Makes sense. Wait, Saber, hold on. You don't need to reveal your identity to him, surely. Revealing her true name possesses an immense risk. She cannot reveal her true name, even under torture, nor does she have any intention of doing so. Whew, dodged a bullet there. However, this is only in the name of her pursuit of victory. For the same reason, she cannot tarnish her knight's honor. Okay. Kojiro, you said? Assassin, I am... Say no more. I know you are the sort who must give your name in kind if I do so first. It was I who was boorish. The man descends the stairs gracefully. Assassin confronts Saber, taking slow steps down the stairs. I need not know my enemy in this way. If we are to battle, we shall speak with our blades. What a gentleman, what a gentleman. Am I wrong, Saber? Huh? This should be no surprise. You do not know what you are holding, but the murderous intent surrounding you most certainly belongs to a swordsman. That's honor versus samurai's honor. True. Bit of chivalry versus bushido. Well, I guess we don't technically know for certain that Saber is of European origin, but it seems likely to me given the style of her armor and such. And she's blonde. That's a bit of a giveaway. Not that anime characters can't have like crazy hair colors. In fact, I remember there was one like anime visual novel or something I saw where there was like some characters had purple hair, some had like blue hair and stuff. The one guy who was confirmed to have dyed hair in the entire like thing, the blonde guy. That's a bridge too far. Blonde hair? You can't have that. That is. That's a beautiful, dazzling aura of swordsman. You can only be Saber. He takes a step closer. Assassin descends the stone steps, and he points his sword at Saber. I do not care to know your true name. All that matters to me is that the servant known as Saber falls by my blade. There's nothing to discuss. Is that not what it is to be a servant in any case? The swordsman laughs joyfully. I see. Yes, that is true. As Saber speaks, she readies her sword. That's the spirit. Then let us duel, Saber. I must see your swordsmanship, said to be the greatest of all servants. A silver light leaps, solid and soft. The battle between two very different swordsmen begins under the moonlight. New servant data added. Woo! Oh, we're out of the interlude. Kind of as we worried, but we'll be fine. I wake up to a searing pain in my chest. It feels like I've just had a bad dream. Oh, I wonder, can we, let's take a look at the servant data, yeah? Assassin. Okay. A plus agility. Ooh, A luck stat. Now those stats are pretty bad, though, so there's that. His, strength is less than Saber's, actually, so, Alignment neutral evil. Okay. While his existence is met with suspicion, his name remains widely known as that of a peerless swordsman. He was a beautiful swordsman who wielded a 3-foot-long longsword. Monohoshizao. He is said to be born in the Iroku era and became famous during 1605 to 1612, but the truth is not clear. The books that feature Sasaki Kojiro have many contradicting time periods because his name was not even written down in the Book of Five Rings, written by Miyamoto Musashi. His most worthy opponent, according to records, Kojiro is from the Aichen province and studied under Toda Saigen. I feel like I may have actually heard of Musashi before, actually. He favored the longsword, and after defeating the master's younger brother, named himself Ganryu. After that, he went around various lands as a martial artist and developed the secret sword technique, Swallow Reversal, that can kill even a flying swallow in the Nishiki River in the Suo province. Then, after terrifying swordsmen in different lands, he died fighting Miyamoto Musashi at Funashima, what would later become Ganryu Jima, in order to maintain the honor of the domain he served. Because of his longsword, he could not fight while holding the sheath and discarded it in front of Musashi. Musashi is believed to have said the famous line, "Kojiro has been defeated," after seeing that. Miyamoto Musashi holds the record for being one of the best swordsmen in Japan. Sasaki Kojiro was viewed as a worthy opponent, but his real image is as uncertain as a reflection of the moon on water. People will say there was once someone like that, but the legends of Sasaki Kojiro that has been passed down to the present can only be that of a great but fictional swordsman that people fabricated. Okay, he's got presence concealment D. Gets rid of one's presence as a servant. Okay. Fitting for assassin. He's got mind's eye A, which is false. I forget what false means, but I guess it's false. He's got resistance modifications caused by visual disturbances. It is the natural ability to predict danger. Okay. And as far as we are aware, not a noble phantasm. Alright, well then. Good to know. It feels like I've just had a bad dream. Why does my chest hurt? My heart feels like it's burning. False means there's something gained over training, not natural ability. Okay. Actually, it feels more heat from outside has been forced into my body. From outside? I doubt myself briefly. But before I can think of what it might be, I find myself rushing outside. Oh, because I would have gotten, that's from my thing, right? It's my field. Probably told me that Saber's leaving. Saber, are you here? I open the sliding screen door to Saber's room. She's not here. Don't tell me she's... No, there's no doubt. If she's not here, she, went to Ryudu Temple on her own. An idiot! Why? She hasn't healed? Why would she... I'm so angry, my head is starting to hurt. I didn't tell her I wasn't going to fight. I just didn't want her to get hurt like that again. There's no point in fuming here. I need to hurry to Ryudu Temple. Ryudo. Oh, I see. Can't let Saber fight alone. Well, I don't know what good I can do her, but if I get there, maybe I can do something. Ugh, she's a girl. Why can't she just behave herself? I run. I don't even take the time to change. Out front, I grab a bike and pedal as fast as I can. I pedal down the hill without braking. It'll take at least 40 minutes to Ryudo Temple, even if I rush. I don't know how long it's been since Saber left, but I need to get to her as fast as I can.